5 a.m. We're on the road from Austin to New Orleans. Everyone is asleep, cramped into the bus seats. The swamp is waking up. Or is this a crab bar in Baltimore? Or that naked hot tub no one wanted filmed? Anyway, it's dark and hot and steamy and there's alligators everywhere. I know you're looking for a story, a thread to hold on to, a little foreshadowing, someone to pick up a skull, or a poet to be attacked by a cyclops, a chorus of wet nymphs calling the bus to crash on their curvy rocks. Remember Red Asphalt from Driver's Ed? Now that was a message movie. Drive stupid and die. Alas, we're all about metaphor. When we say voice, we mean life. Listen to the words, the stories in the rhyme. Meanwhile, back at the poem.
Why do I write poetry? Because I have to.
I write poetry because I have to.
Because I have to. I don't really have a choice.
I write poetry because I have to.
Pretty much because I have to.
I don't have a choice. That feels like the really cliched answer, but because I have to.
I write poetry because it's really where money can be made. There's a lot of money to be made in poetry, so to get rich.
I write poetry for a lot of reasons, but mostly it started, believe it or not, because I was trying to impress a teacher who I thought was real impressive in the 11th grade.
I don't know. I just did this to meet girls.
Actually, I'm not writing poetry anymore.
I'd like to catch the fella who's making all these people write poetry.
There's a kind of silence that strengthens as time lengthens. And silence left unshattered is more golden than that matter that the alchemists invented. There is that silence where the I love you too bird used to live. I love you. I love you too. I love you. I love you too. I love you. There is that silence that lives finely sliced between Venetian blinds. A silence that separates a stranger's cries from the quickening glances of safe, good people. And as a rock starts to fly and a baby lies wailing on the quicksand sidewalk, hi, you've reached the home of Andrew, Mark, and Paul. If you're calling about what happened, what happened, what happened? And who knew his last words would be stop? In the valley of the gutter, in the alley by the window where the mother and the daughter lay huddled, who knew his last words would be? And then a summing up silence of violence interrupted as 3 young boys went beating him, kicking him. And then there were 2 kicking him, beating him. And then there was 1. And the silent observation of 2 was as deadly as the knife that slid into my bleeding fresh man of 21. My high school principal kisser, my airband Frankenfurter, my unrequited lover and forever, ever anchor. And now the morning sun is blaring Good Samaritan at me. And I'm staring at the newspaper box. And he's staring out from the newspaper box. And his eyes are forgiving where mine are not. Still, I put my coin into the slot and pick up my copy of Paul. You know, I convinced myself at his funeral that we gathered for his wedding, expecting him to Lazarus down that aisle any moment and throw over that casket like Jesus. To turn on the carrying camera crew and say, get ye to obstetrics and report ye someone new for a change. And then he throws me on the back of his Kawasaki and his family sings, turn, turn, turn. And we're sacrificing maple leaves red under our tires and his family sings, a time to every purpose And I'm screaming. I love you. And from somewhere through these years, I hear that little bird return. I love you.
By day, the skyscraper looms in the smoke and the sun and has a soul. Prairies and valleys, streets of the city pour people into. And they mingle among the many floors and are poured out again back into the streets, prairies, and valleys. It is the men and women so poured in and out all day that give the building a soul of dreams, thoughts, and memories. Dumped into the sea or fixed in the desert, who would care for the building or speak its name or ask a policeman the way to it? Elevators slide on cables. Tubes catch letters and parcels. Iron pipes carry gas and water in, sewage out. Wires climb with secrets, carry light, carry words, tell of terrors, profits, and loves. Curses of men, grappling plans of business, questions of women, and plots of love. Hour by hour, the caissons reach down to the rock of the earth and hold the building to a turning planet. Hour by hour, the girders reach out as ribs and hold together the stone walls and floors. Hour by hour, the sun and the rain, the air and the rust play on the building, inside and out. The men who sunk the pilings and mixed the mortar are laid in graves where the wind whistles a wild song without words. And so are the men who strung the wires and fixed the pipes, and those who watched it rise floor by floor. Souls of them all are here. Hundreds of names, and each name standing for a face written over the story of a dead child or a passionate love or a lost disease of life. Behind the signs and the doors they work, and the walls tell nothing from room to room. $10 a week stenographers take letters for corporation officers and efficiency engineers and lawyers, and hundreds of bundles of letters go out to all acres of the planet. The smiles and tears of each office grunt go into the soul of the building, along with those of the master men who rule it. But the hands of the clock turn to noon hours, and each floor empties out its men and women who rush off to eat lunch at little tables crammed together at Taco Bell or Burger King, and they eat real fast so that they can get back before the boss gets pissed off at them. But in the afternoon, all work slackens, The jogs go slower because the people feel the day ending. One by one, the uniformed elevator men go home. Pails clank, buckets clunk. Mop and broom clean from the floor human dust and grime. Spelled in electric fire on the rooftops are words that tell miles and miles of houses. Where to buy a thing for money. Where to buy that thing for money. The sign speaks till midnight. Darkness on the hallways. Voices echo. Silence holds. Watchmen walk slow from floor to floor. Try the door. Revolvers bulge from their hip pockets. Steel safes stand in the corner. Lucre is stacked with them. A young watchman leans against the window and sees the lights of barges putting across the harbor. Red and white lanterns in a railroad yard. A span of gloom streaked with lines of white clustering over the sleeping city. By night, the skyscraper moves in the smoke, stars, and has a soul.
Dig it. It's like giving blood. Just put your lips together and whistle. Don't try to understand poems. Let them understand you. Take long walks, drink lots of water, stay out of the sun, and if you must tan, then use Crisco. Avoid red meat. If you must eat red meat, then remember to chew before you swallow. What are teeth for? Remember the smell of the air after a thunderstorm. It's that easy, like falling off a barrel of monkeys, like a hot dog in Central Park. This film is full of additives. Still a little mustard, some relish, a quick bite, a rowboat, and you're in business. Now, snap your fingers, click your heels. There's no place like poem.
I love Boston. I love big cities. But I I live in the Ozarks, and I have a wonderful backyard that stretches all the way to the next block. So when the man came to install my hot tub, he said, well, what about we put it by the house, because you'll have some privacy. I said, no. And he said, what about by the pecan, because you got an outlet there? I said, oh, no, stick it over yonder, because I got to have it in the clearing. I want to see the stars. And it's no matter that I am in full view of my neighbor's junk cars and defunct appliances. Lord, it's their custom to spill tumbling through the screen door. A wooden frame will just slap against the jamb. Now the man, he is the boyfriend. And he stands with legs spread wide for balance against the shifting ground. His shirt is ripped and open, and the shirt tails, how they just kind of flap in disbelief. The women, now they mother and daughter, drunken sentries, boulders blocking the door, and they spit and they bellow and they go, get here, get the fuck out of here. And it is no matter to them that he wails. Fists clenched, arms bleeding, but she needs a man! She needs a man! And I think, oh, God almighty. Who on earth is he referring to? Don't he know we all in need of some comfort here? I want to see the stars. I want to see the stars, and it's no matter that in the dark, I'm an earthbound moon. I'm naked and drowned. I skim along the grass, walk to roll into a steaming sea with a But you see the spark from my neighbor's cigarette stings like shame. I want to see the stars, mister. I want to see the stars, cause it is no matter that in midlife I carry my childhood fear of the dark up close near my heart. It's a troublesome bane I ain't never gonna be free from. I court logic. I do. I name the levels of the atmosphere. I chart the configuration of stars, and I even analyze the chemical composition of astral dust, but it don't matter. The voice in my head goes, what if these monsters? What if I shut my eyes, crazy man comes in, slits my throat? What if I stare at the heavens and the sky cracks wide? Angels could slip in through that blind, and in stars rip from the firmament form letters and words and prophecies alike, and it will not matter. It won't matter at all, cause I want to see the stars this time. I want to see the stars.
Yeah!
I don't know why these poets get all worked up. I guess you can learn to like anything if you're around it enough, even poetry.
I am waiting for Venus Williams to save me. Like some great Maasai Amazon warrior stepping out of jungle foliage onto green open fields outlined in white with sword in hand, prepared to do battle, spitting words of flame like, I didn't come to play good tennis, I came to win. Beads, singing like Medusa's hair, flailing against gravity as tennis racket hits full moon across net, and I'm stretched back 20 years to an uncoordinated, painfully skinny kid holding a tennis racket in hand, sweat saturating the grip as the coach on the other side of the court hollers, you're playing like a girl, Alfie. That's when I feel her slender fingers wrap around my shoulders and gently push me aside. Eyes of marble and onyx stare down a little man across the net and serve. Her men coming at ya. Zooming at 100 miles an hour, man, you better hit or get hit. And he decides to get hit. Bam! And I'm standing on the sideline screaming, 15 love, and don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Has a goddess of love stretched her statuesque arms in the air and serve and serve and serve, calling forth hailstones shaped like tennis balls to rain from the sky, pounding into her premature balding head, while he's screaming at the top of his lungs, stop, stop, stop. And when she does, she rocks there, going back and forth, left to right, waiting for a vibe that would never come. And I'm standing over the bully coach talking about, who's playing like a girl now, huh? Who's playing like a girl now? What? And when I turn around, she is gone. the second planet from the star we know so well. Flung back into the cosmos where she belongs, leaving me to fast forward 20 years back to the future to a man slightly more comfortable with his height, weight, and lack of athleticism. Watching her on the television screen as my daughter crawls on the floor before me, making me think of her. Every time Venus whacks another ball into the stratosphere, I'm caught up in the fact that my daughter will face obstacles I never had to see just because of her sex. At that moment, at that instant, overcome by memories of an event that never even happened, I want to grab my daughter up in my arms and tell her, baby, these flawed genes I passed down to you may not be the stuff of Venus Williams and Mia Hamm. You may not write novels like Edwidge Dandy Cat or Joyce Carol Oates. You may never see the moon so close that you can touch it, that you can taste it like Mae Jameson, but wherever your talents lie, it will be beautiful and you will be beautiful for who you are. Weaknesses, strength, and all. And if they ever tell you, baby, you're playing like a girl, be proud and know that you will win like a woman.